when I found out my dad was sick, he had glioblastoma, brain cancer, and my career was like really hot at the time. It was like right in the middle of, I took a pill in Ibiza. I had blonde hair. I was touring around the world. That song was #1 song in many different countries. And I put that to the side, and essentially I moved home. I lived in LA at the time, and I just moved back to Detroit. And I moved into the house. I sold the house in LA. I kind of wanted to leave there anyways. And I just went back. And my sister and I, we took turns. So I would come home for, I can't remember if it's a couple weeks or a month. And then I would leave to go work a little bit, and she would come. So one of us was always there, supporting my mom and my dad. And that was actually very beautiful, us like having to come together as a team, my sister and I. So I'm just really happy I did that, you know? I could have just like stayed on tour or something. I have like a little more money in my bank account now, but like, who gives a fuck? You know, so that was like one good one. There's a book. It's the 4 things you got to do before someone goes. And really, we should do them all the time. But these are the things you have to do. And you have you're blessed, first of all, because you have the opportunity to do these things.
For sure.
Other people, they die suddenly, and there's a lot of incompletion, or can be. So the 4 things, I might forget one or mess it up, but you can look it up in the book. It's give love. So whatever that means to you, like with my dad, it meant like laying in his hospital bed next to him. You know, we got him home. He was like in these like facilities because he needed like a hospital bed, and he would fall out of the bed, and so we had to get different equipment and stuff. So I had to like make sure all that shit was taken care of, and got him home. And he had a hospital bed at home. And for me, giving love was like playing the guitar for him. It was talking with him. It was hugging him. It was kissing him. It was, helping him go to the bathroom. It was laying in that bed next to him. It's giving love. Use my words, telling him I love him, and hearing him say he loves me. The second one is to forgive. If there's anything you feel like you need to forgive your father for, like you want to do that now, and tell him, that's like really big. The third one is I think to give forgiveness. So or ask for forgiveness rather. If there's anything you feel like you need to ask for forgiveness for from your father, do that now. The other one I think was say thank you. I think that's the 4. When people are dying, they want to know that their life mattered and that their life made a difference. And you also want to communicate that you're going to be okay. People, when they're dying, they want to know that their loved ones are going to be okay. And there's an internal tension for them because they know they're at the end, but they also don't want to leave anyone out to dry. So even though you'll feel immense loss, in some ways you do already, you and I know you're gonna be okay. And the reason you'll be okay is because of the gifts he's already given you. He's taught you, he set you up to be able to stand on your own. And you have the chance and the opportunity to communicate that to him. That'll make it easier for him to transition. some of the mistakes I made, everyone grieves differently on different timelines. And my mom, my sister, myself, we all had different rhythms with our grief. And a mistake I made, I thought, like, you know, after my father passed, like, I maybe am at a certain stage, I feel good, I'm doing this, whatever. My mom might not be there. That was her husband, you know. That's different. She was with him all the time, every day. I lived in a different, like, and vice versa, you know. So just having more space for other people to be where they are, I could have done a much better job of. And I don't mean that for like a week, like that for like years. Years. Like grief. My friend Chaplain Kevin, he says the only thing you can count on grief to do is to surprise you. Grief doesn't come like when you expect it. It's not like, oh, it hurts for a month after and then it hurts a little less. It's not like that. It's non-linear. So that was the first mistake I made. The second one was when my dad was dying, I was there a lot and I was really present and I helped and I served him and I helped him. And basically, like, right after he died, I helped organize the funeral, and that happened, and then I was out. I was like, man, I need to get out of Detroit. I have a line in one of my songs, like, January in Detroit is cold as fuck.
Yeah.
And that January is especially cold as fuck.
Yeah.
So I bounced. I went on, I got offers to do shows in India. I was like, yes. It could have been in Istanbul or Madagascar. I would have said yes. So I go on tour, and I wish I would have supported my mom the same way I supported my dad. In some ways, like, I climbed Mount Everest, right? When you get to the summit of Mount Everest, people go, what did that feel like? In their mind, that's the finish line. When you're at the summit, you're only halfway. You have to get back down. So it was like the funeral was like, that's the summit. That's halfway. And I really dropped the ball on that.